December 8th, 2023 will go down in Toronto Blue Jays history as one of the most disappointing days in recent memory, Keegan. Shohei Ohtani was not on the airplane everyone was tracking to Toronto, and a day later, he signed with the LA Dodgers. You were all over that story at the time. Could you possibly have imagined that less than 2 years later, the whole Shohei story would come full circle right back here in Toronto in a World Series?
Never, because Jen, I thought these organizations were headed in totally different directions after that point, and last year it looked like it. The Dodgers were the World Series team, the Blue Jays were anything but that. But that story is something I'll never forget covering. Even going back to the winter meetings a few days prior to that, I'll never forget Ross Atkins sitting in front of a white wall, not telling us where he was.
Right, he didn't want to know where he was.
Absolutely
Yeah, exactly.
Not. It was
I remember.
spy games the entire time. It was such a great drama to follow. The Ohtani visit that he had, all playing out in secret, and then today John Schneider saying again, tell Shohei to give us the hat back and give the dog jacket back that they gave to his dog Decoy, a Canadian dog jacket. So there's a history here. It's incredible, and it only adds to the drama.
Well, Shohei is going to be a problem for the Toronto Blue Jays at the plate. He has done a little bit of a mini slump there heading into the postseason, but 3 home runs in Game 4 of the NLCS tells us he's out of that slump. One of those balls has still yet to land. It will be Trey Savage facing Shohei Ohtani in the first at-bat of the World Series. How did the Blue Jays deal with Ohtani's bat?
Yeah, welcome to the World Series for a 22-year-old, and this is going to be a really intricate approach, I think, to Shohei Ohtani. Now, he nails splitters, which is what Trey Savage throws, it's what Kevin Gausman throws. He loves to see a splitter. That said, these are special splitters. They're some of the best in Major League Baseball, so this is a real strength on strength. Once we get to Bieber and Scherzer, it's all about the curveball. That's a high whiff rate pitch for Shohei Ohtani. But I think the relievers are where it gets most interesting, Jen. Is Brendan Little going to come out in those big spots? I'm not sure. Is it Mason Fluharty or Eric Lauer? I think they're going to try to junk ball him to death. Big breaking balls, try to get him to expand the zone, but they've got to approach him really cautiously. He can break a game wide open.
You covered every single Blue Jays home game this season, Keegan, and I got to tell you, when the Yankees were in town, there was a bit of excitement, a little extra energy when they were in town for the DS, and then things ramped up again when Seattle was in town for the championship series. The gong show that is descended on Rogers Center with Shohei Ohtani and the LA Dodgers is unlike anything I've seen, but I haven't been around like you've been around. Tell me what you thought of what went down here today.
This is out of this world. At your average Tuesday game in May, that's what I compare it to when I'm having a quiet, boring day up in that press box. Maybe there's 10 or 12 of us who are here covering the team who need to be here. For the World Series, we're talking 300, 400 media. They'll be spilling up into the 500 level, an auxiliary box. We were down into the media area today where they put a table for every single player. Now, on the Blue Jays, of course, you had Vladdy, Bo, George with their big crowds. The Ohtani crowd was scary. You're talking about people elbowing one another. I had to use my size a little bit, you know.
It's come in handy, Keegan.
It has. And off camera, my face is a little more unapproachable, so I think that helped me. But you really had to elbow your way in and push your way through. There were questions being shouted over one another. It's tense. It feels like something even more important than a World Series. But this is as much media as you'll ever see here at a baseball game, especially the Japanese media coming in for Ohtani, which is incredible.
It's been wild, and I will say Ohtani, it was like his blood pressure wasn't very high.
Yeah.
He takes the whole thing in stride. Ohtani with 5 home runs already in this postseason, second only to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has 6. The dual threat thing, though, with Ohtani makes him even more impressive. Not only does he have 5 home runs in these playoffs, he's had 2 starts already where he has struck out 19 batters.